art students. Today we are going to talk about your sketchbook and the expectations for art class. So this is in Schoology, but I want you to write the quote that art is the most intense mode of individualism that the world has known. So I definitely want your sketchbook to reflect how individual you are. All right, so let's start by talking about some misconceptions that people have about their sketchbook. Some people think that it is just where you do some scribbles or some little doodles and you just use it sometimes. Other people think that their sketchbook is something that you have to do. And so you just put stuff in it week after week, just trying to get the teacher off of your back, and it's just for a grade. It should be so much more than that. All right, so the purpose of your sketchbook is to encourage you to look harder at things and to use your imagination. It is a playground for new art making techniques, as well as a safe place to explore ideas that interest, challenge, and stimulate you as a creative. A visual journal is an everything book. So think about what we learned last week when we looked at art careers, and hopefully the long list of art careers kind of opened up your mind about that as well. There are a lot of different jobs and opportunities for people who are artists or people who are creatives, and all those different jobs usually carry a sketchbook so that they can record their ideas, draw things that they see in their daily lives, and practice and get better at their craft. So your sketchbook should serve different purposes at different times, but you should use it to capture images and ideas for your next great artwork. You should use it to hone your skills at observational drawing. You should use it as a place to take notes in art class and in other places. You should use it to keep track of things like dates, places, and things. You should use it as a place to sort out your feelings in your life. And you should keep it as a record of your thoughts, almost like a journal. It is a space to create personal meaning. It should be an extension of yourself, valuable documentation for your life, and an extension of what you're doing in art studio. It is also a professional tool. So not only is it personal, but it's also professional, and it is a place for self-reflection. All right, so in Art 1 for your sketchbook, you will keep a sketchbook and learn that it is a crucial part of your artist's creative development, and it should be a reflection of you as an individual, and it should include independent sketchbook entries, classroom notes, handouts, project thumbnails, and anything else that you find inspirational. You will really grow as an artist when you use yours every day, inside and outside of class. So what will you use them for? In class, you will use them for bell work, taking notes, pasting in handouts, art exercises, drawing assignments, and experimenting with new media. If you are learning at home, when I ask you to do bell work, take notes, print and paste in handouts, do art exercises or drawing assignments, and try new media, I want you to do all of those in your sketchbook. Bring your sketchbook to class every day. Whether you're coming in person or whether you're sitting down at a computer, bring your sketchbook with you. For me, you're going to do at least 5 sketches per week. Every week I post in Schoology the drawing prompts for that week. 3 of them need to be totally complete. So usually I give you about 10 minutes to work on it in class. So at home, you should be taking about 10 minutes to draw the prompt every day. So it should take you longer than 1 or 2 minutes, but it should not be taking you 30 minutes every day. But at least 3 of them should be complete. So if you are kind of slow at drawing or you like to add a lot of detail, then do that to only 3 of the drawings each week. They need to be kept in your sketchbook. So please don't draw them on notebook paper. If you have been doing that up to this point, that's fine. But from here on out, keep them in your sketchbook. All right, so how am I going to grade your sketches? Because I am going to grade your sketches every week. So I'm going to look for color or shading. So once you get better at sketching, it will not take you 10 minutes to rough out your idea. But adding things like ink by outlining it with a black pen, or coloring it with colored pencil or marker, or adding shading with a pencil will make your sketches look a lot better, and that's what I'm looking for. I also want to see that you show attention to detail. So it's okay if you're not very good at drawing at the beginning, but you should get better at finding detail and paying attention to detail and drawing more realistically. A daily drawing habit is one of the best ways to get better at drawing. I also want to see that you are being creative and original. So I don't want to see that you are copying things, and I also don't want to see that you're tracing things. Um, I'm not dumb, so I know that if your drawings are perfect every week and they're the exact same size as a phone screen, that you're just tracing it. I also would like for you to be more original. So if you have a favorite cartoon character, what can you do to that cartoon character to make it different? Or if you have a favorite logo, what are you adding to that? Maybe design your own logo for your favorite company. So I don't want to see that you're just copying other people's hard artistic work. I'm also on Instagram and Pinterest and Tumblr and different websites like that. So I know when you are copying another person's work. So make sure that you are changing things to make it your own. All right, so this is the drawing rubric. So each week I will give you up to 15 points per sketch. And I'm looking for your creativity and expression of ideas, your understanding of art concepts and skills, and the assignment criteria. And I'm also looking for your craftsmanship. So let's look at the advanced category of 5. What do you need to do to get full credit? So for full credit, I want to see that you demonstrated ability to create an insightful, original, and expressive sketch. I want to see that you make intentional choices designed to communicate sophisticated ideas. I also want to see that you demonstrated highly developed comprehension and integration of 3 or more artistic terms and concepts. So this is something, the more that you learn in class, the more that I want to see you including techniques and concepts that we have covered. I also want to see that your sketch is meticulously planned and executed. So, I want to see that you have some rough sketch, and then I want to see that you inked it, colored it, or shaded it. Then I also want to see that you demonstrated an accomplished understanding of media and materials and their limitations, and that you show outstanding craftsmanship and attention to detail. And craftsmanship is just how well you use the different materials. So if you choose to use a pencil and shade, are you good at shading? If you choose to use colored pencil and color, did you color it neatly? So that's what that term craftsmanship means. And that's why you get a little bit of freedom as to what type of material you choose for your sketches. Usually you're going to rough it out in pencil and then do something else more permanent on it. But I let you choose what you work with because I would like for you to choose the material that you feel like you are good at or you could get good at. All right, so in review, the assignments I grade are worth 15 points each. It is a weekly grade and it adds up. So if you skip 1 week or you forget to post it 1 week or you forget to hand me your sketchbook 1 week, it might not be that bad. But if you continually do a lackluster job on your sketches, that's going to add up and that's eventually going to hurt your grade. So make sure that you're doing that each week to the best of your ability. I will be grading you on technique, process, and individual growth. So once again, I have some students that are amazing at drawing from the outset, and then I have other students who have rarely drawn before my class. So I'm going to look at your individual growth. So I'm going to look at where you were when you turned in the first couple assignments for my class and look at, are you getting better? So that way I'm not comparing the worst student, quote unquote, to the best student and asking that student, why aren't you better at drawing? I'm going to look at you, and I just want to see that you're progressing throughout the semester. I also want to see that you are addressing techniques and processes. And what I mean by that is I don't expect you to come to class knowing how to use certain media. But if I teach you how to do a certain thing, like how to shade a sphere or how to draw in 2-point perspective, then I want to see you incorporating that into your sketches that you're doing each week. And so periodically throughout the semester, I will get a little bit tougher in how I grade. So at the beginning, I will grade the sketches a little bit less harshly. And then throughout the semester, when I expect that you have learned several things, I will grade a little bit tougher and expect more from you. All right, so no matter what type of art you do, drawing daily is going to make you better. No matter what kind of design field you might want to go into, drawing is going to make you better. And if you are not going into a job like that, don't think that this doesn't apply to you, because being able to visually think out your ideas is going to make you a better employee, whether you're going into the medical field or whether you're going into the business field or whether you're going into teaching. Being able to visually think of things and then draw that out and explain that to others is a very important skill. I also want to encourage you to grow creatively. Expressing yourself through art is a great way to improve your mental health and to stay grounded and entertained. So I would love to see that you fill your sketchbook with your own work and drawings of your own choice. So don't feel like you have to only do my assignments in the sketchbook for my class and then you have to like hide your other art. I'm an art teacher. I'm very interested in seeing your own creative expression and what you draw. All right, time management. This is more for the students that are in person, but if you finish an art project early or if you do the assignment for the day very quickly, you are more than welcome to complete sketches during your downtime. And in class, that is my expectation for you, that if you get done early, you get out your sketchbook and work on one of the sketches that you have started or start a new sketch. But please don't ever use drawing as an excuse to be rude to me. So if I'm teaching, you should not be drawing. If I've given you an assignment, you should not be drawing and not doing the assignment and then act like that's going to be okay. And you should definitely not be in another classroom doing your drawing and say, oh, Miss Cross told me I had to do this. That's not true. If you're in history class, you should be paying attention to that instructor. If you are in algebra class, you should be paying attention to that instructor. So please never use drawing as an excuse to be rude. Being a good listener and paying attention to what your teachers are telling you is a very important thing for all students. All right, another thing that I encourage you to do, and this is not required, this is just encouraged, is to take your journal out places. So take your sketchbook to the park or the library or an old cemetery or the mall, wherever you get to go during these weird times, and sit and people watch, and then doodle or do sketches from observation of nature or animals or people or buildings. And don't worry if things get on your paper. So sometimes when you take your sketchbook out places, coffee gets on your paper, or that happens to me a lot, or maybe you had it in the grass and there's grass stains on the back of your sketchbook. Whatever happens to your sketchbook, incorporate that into your work. Let's say that you're working with a marker and it decides to just bleed all over your paper. How can you make that a part of your next drawing? So take your journal out places and don't be afraid if something happens to the paper. Do some journaling and writing. So that is another thing that really ties into art. So if you like telling stories, or if you like journaling, or if you like doing bullet journaling, any of those things, that is a great thing to incorporate into your sketchbook.